Okay folks, so welcome back, UK Yankee here, and we're going to have a revisit on the Trangia 27. It's a stove made in Sweden. If you guys have never heard of one, these have been going for decades. It's a tried and tested design. They've hardly altered it. They sell 10 different packs on their website, and they're all basically the same. It's just that sometimes it'll be stainless, sometimes it'll be anodized aluminium, sometimes they'll have a kettle, sometimes they won't, you know. But do 10 different varieties of all exactly the same design. And we're going to go through it. I've made a little modification to mine because the Trangia 27 is made for the solo camper. However, because I like to do a bit of ultralight camping, I wanted something that I could cook for two, but still minimise space, minimise weight. Now we've started doing less of that kind of camping, so I've made a little modification. So what you see here is a Tatonka billy can, like so. Okay. Now the beautiful thing about Tatonka billy can is that it comes with a frying pan. Okay. I've not actually bought the handle to that. But look how snug the Trangia fits in that. I mean, snug. There's no rattle or nothing. Snug as a bug in a rug. And then I've got a bigger billy can there for when me and Brandy are cooking up something a little bit bigger. Okay? So, that's why I've got that. The beautiful thing about Trangia, because they've been going for so long, is everybody else has made their cookware to fit the Trangia. It's a beautiful piece of kit. Anyway, enough of me gushing about it. I'm going to try and do all this as best as I can, folks. So that's how it comes packed. Okay. Now I haven't brought the kettle, so that's how it comes packed. I haven't brought the kettle for the reason being, why would you? Because you've got pots to boil your shit in, you know. That's the frying pan. Okay. I put in two of the handles. It only comes with one. Emergency lighter. Amount of times I've come camping and I forgot my lighter. This is a Trangia burner. There's pros and cons with that, guys. I'm going to go through it. Again, I brought two because I sometimes bring an extra stove, like a Trangia triangle, and that way I can cook two things at once. A little cloth for my hands. And then you get two pots. Now one, I believe, is that the one? Nope. Maybe mine's an old kit. I believe they come now with one having gradients on it, 1 litre gradients, and the other one doesn't. But they're both basically 1 litre pots. Okay. Why would you bring a kettle? I don't know, because you could just simply boil your water in that and make yourself a brew, which is what I do. Also, the kettle, if you're going to use it for making mugs of tea or coffee, you don't quite get 2 full cups of a big cup. Yeah. So the kettle is 0.6 litres. Size of this thing, packed up as it was a moment ago. It's 4 inches in height, 100 millimeters. So it's just slightly less than 4 inches, but you know, if you want to be pedantic about it. And it's 7.3 inches in diameter. Okay, so if you use my hand as reference. I can't remember what that is in. Is that about 385 mil? I think so. Anyway, all the details are on the website. It doesn't weigh much, but when you pack it like I do, and I always have these still filled with meths, it starts to weigh a bit. But when you consider what you can do with it, it's not bad weight to usage ratio, if you want to consider it that way. And me and Brandy really like to eat well when we go camping, so happy days. This works out well. You also do a 25, which is bigger, and it's made for 2 people. Okay. Okay, I've removed the strap. Tell you what, let's just talk about the burner just for a moment. This is the burner. It comes with, this is the, it's a simmer ring basically. This opens and closes to adjust how much flame comes out. The top is just a rubberized, cap, so it doesn't all come out. And there you have some methylated spirits already in it. Now, one of the cons of this, guys, is that when it's cold, the meth is a little bit harder to light. A top tip for that is to keep it in your sleeping bag, and just, you know, to stop the frost getting to it. Makes it easier to light in the morning. Okay, let's light this bad boy. I light it now because I find it easier. Now it burns with a clear flame. Just put your hand gently over it and you can feel the heat. Okay. Now, what we're going to do first is cook some sausages and some onions. We're also going to cook a ball in the bag omelette, and the water will serve for me brew. Okay, so it's a good little test this, because if you can't cook, well, let me start by saying this cookset is great for reheating food. Okay, that's stormproof now. It's great for reheating food, guys. So that kind of rice that's already been cooked with a packet curry, a tin of curry, anything like that, fantastic. Now when it comes to cooking from scratch, it's a different kettle of fish. Now these little stands here are important, because if it goes inside you can put your bowls in, and if you pop them out on top you can put your frying pan on, like so. Or, as I said, perfect fit for the tatonka. I'm sure other ones do the same. So the clue to this, guys, it's in this simmer ring. Now the simmer ring is harder than you would expect to use. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to cook with it on a small simmer. Okay. Jesus, I've got all sorts of shit in here already. And then it's what we'll do. Get a bit of oil in there. We may need a bit more, I don't know. And then let that warm up a bit. Because the first thing we're going to do, there's my bread. There's my KFS, the knife, fork, spoon. Got my coffee. Ready to go. And I've just got a little pack up. Oh shit, that's leaked. Oh crap. Uh-oh. Okay, was it oh no, it hasn't leaked. Well, maybe it has a bit. Because we got some beans, my cheese. The beans are nice. I've got my omelette ready mixed in my bag, ready to go. Yoink. Looks gross, doesn't it? And I've got my sausages and I've got some onions. Let's give me a minute, boys and girls. Now, as you can see, with the simmer ring only slightly open, it's a bugger to get warm. Sorry about that, but that's only really gross. So here's what I need to do is open it up a bit more. Now this is where it starts getting tricky. Be right back. So I've took the simmer ring off because it hadn't. I thought I'd done it a bit too quick, to be honest with you. I hadn't warmed up the burner enough, basically. So I'm just going to let it go for a bit, and then once we start getting the sizzle, I will then put the simmering back on. It takes a little while, guys. So it's been probably about a minute, and as you can see, we're getting the right pop and sizzle going, so that's going to be too hot now. So I need to put the simmering on, and we're going to go about 33%. And then we're going to see how that goes. Okay, so after a bit of playing around, I've pretty much opened the simmering to its fullest extent, but not took it off. Taking it off really up to tempo, because you get all the little flames out the little burners on the sides and that on the rings. So it just keeps it down to a flame. Anyway, it's going quite nicely. Get ourselves a gentle sizzle going on. Other advantages of this, often I'll take my mess tins out camping, but with this you don't need to, depending. But because you can just use the bowls. Oh, there's the bowls there. You can just use the bowls to eat out of. So you've got your cooking, you've got pots, and you've also got your mixes all rolled into one. And that's a nice thing about having two, is because, oh, it does a little turnover. Yeah, you can see these cooking lovely now. Not too dark. Did you get that? Let me just make sure you did. Yeah, you can see these cooking. Anyway, so it's a combination of lots of different things that what this does really well, and I think for two people it's a really good bit of kit. For one person, there's probably other ways you could go, but if you like to eat a bit more variety of things you can do, then this is probably a good thing for you to as an option. Often I'll use what's called a firebox, especially if I'm in the woods, because I can just use the fuel off the floor. But sometimes this, you want the ease. First thing in the morning, do you want to mess about with a fire? Maybe not. It's up to you. But sometimes you just want to get a cup of tea on. This is perfect for reheating food. Like I say, perfect. It's what I use it mostly for. The pots will go on the fire as well, so you can use the pots over the grill, over a bed of coals. No problems at all. You don't have to use this. And also, if you want that fine tunement of the heat, one thing you can do. Oh, look at these now. Oh, lovely. These are cooking beautiful. Cooking beautiful, these. If you want that fine tune of the heat, one thing you can buy for this, and don't buy the Trangia version, I would say, because there's some third-party burners, gas burners that you can buy for this, and apparently the third-party ones are better than the Trangia's own. Cheaper as well, so cheaper and better. Why would you buy the Trangia version? So if you like the ease of and comfort of gas, then yeah, go for that. I don't mind the mess, because again, the mess I can use to start a fire under extreme circumstances. Again, it's just dual purpose all the time, innit? And also I'm cheap, and I don't want to be buying. Plus it's also something else to pack. It's up to you though, these are all options. That it's the beauty of this stove though, is what I'm trying to say. Guys, check this out. I'm getting ready for the onions. So I would suggest that that's getting a little bit too hot, maybe. But I've just got to cut my onions, guys, and I'll be right back. Now, as soon as you add onions to anything, things start getting interesting, don't they? You know what I mean? Things start getting interesting. Now, here's what I'm going to do, is chop these sausages up, stick them in the omelette bag with the onions. And we're going to cook all that up in a wanna. Being very carefully not to scratch me tin as well. It'll take a bit of abuse, but you know, not too much. Oh, these are softening up lovely. Get yourself in that fat girl. Go on. Sausage and onions. Sausage and onions is a marriage made in heaven. Then you start throwing a bit of cheese, beans, and egg onto it. Oh my god! Now I could just put the egg straight into this. Not a problem. And you know, if I wasn't doing the omelette bag thing, I would. It's just that I've never done an omelette in a bag before, so I want to do it. But otherwise, that would certainly mix. Would be straight in here. Do you know what I'm saying? Once your sausages are cooked, that is. I like mine well done, guys. So you know, if you're thinking, oh god, they're ready to come out. Not for me, they ain't. I like my sausages well cooked. I like beef burgers well cooked too. But I like meat. I like my meat medium rare generally, but sausages, I like them well done. I like them with a bit of bite. Yeah, these sausages are starting to brown up nicely. And so the onions by the look of it. Okay, just leave that for a bit longer in the oil. Cleaning wise, pretty easy actually. This coating really does help. I mean, I've proper, you know, burnt some of the stuff on these before now, and I'll be honest with you, yeah, it's alright, it's fine. I'm using a knife here from Omelette knives. Needs a bit of a clean, to be fair. Food off. I'll just be using it to cut the sausages. Beautiful knife, very small, but you know, for cutting your sausages, just having it on your hip or in your pocket, just for those like little jobs. Nice sort of edge to it there for creating sparks. It's just a lovely little all-rounder knife. You know, you can make yourself some feather sticks with that if you want. But I generally use it for cutting string, cutting food, using it for my food. And just as a bit of a go-to knife, this is a knife that I probably use more than any other knife now. It's just a really, really nice thing. Comes in a lovely little, you know, level sheath. Nothing amazing or anything, but you know, it's, oh man, I love it. I love it. So thank you, Omelette knives, for that. Don't get me wrong, you didn't give it me for free, but you know, respect to the craftsmanship. Yeah, I think these sausages are there or thereabouts. We're getting a nice little bit of colour on all the edges. Oh, get that side a bit there. And it's going to be a simple case of tipping all this into that bag. So guys, yeah, so you don't need to, you can simmer on this. This was the point, is what I was trying to show was that you can actually cook properly on this stove. There's a little bit of wind, you can see the smoke drifting. I wouldn't say it was massively windy here, but if it was, I'd just bring it into the tent a little bit, you know, underneath and it'd be fine. There's a bit of black there, but I promise you that will come off. No, you can see, just with I'm doing that really gently because I'm worried about, shit. Oh man, hang on, quick wipe, quick lick, job done. I ain't wasting no sausages, man. No sausages getting wasted here. Right, so this is done. I'm gonna now tip it into the mix. Be right back. Okay guys, so made a bit of an error there. I put the bag on the ground while I was tipping the stuff in. So the bag got some dirt on it, so when I put it in my water, of course, now I've got loads of dirt in my water, so I'm not going to be able to use that water for my brew. Which means I've got to boil some water for my brew. Never mind. But as you can see, it's all the stuff is now in the thing, and as you can see, loads of water got put in there. Just a case of now is boiling that water up, cooking the egg, and we're done. That's the omelette, sausage and onions aspect done. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the beans and the cheese, because now I've got to make more water for my brew, and at some point I've got to go home, you know. So the cheese and the beans might have to wait, or I could put the cheese in with the omelette at the end. Probably do that actually. Okay, well, sat here watching the water boil and hoping that the day might come back, but they haven't. Anyway, I've decided I'm not going to be that guy and boil some new water. Is what I am going to do, because the water's going to be boiling, so the water should be fine even with dirt in it. So I'm going to strain the water using my spare cloth that I've got. Like I say, always bring a cloth with you. Oh, yeah, camera's gone right into the steam. And I'll strain the water as it goes through into my coffee, and who knows, coffee with the hint of decomposing woodland could be the next biggest thing on Shoreditch High Street. Let me tell you. Who knows? Okay. Bag update. There it is, boiling away. Now, not sure how long to leave this. This is completely new. I've left a little bit of, just let the steam come out. I'm not sure how long to leave this. I'm going to be open and honest with you about that. Basically, it's only like a poached egg, isn't it? But I suppose it's more like, with it being all split and mixed together. Oh, is that a bird or is it deer? I think it's a bird. That seems to be expanding a bit as well. So I've got my coffee ready to go in there. So we're just going to wait on this wait for that to cook. I'll stick it over there just to. Actually, I can probably just stick it on the floor or on top of that there. I know it's dirty, but it doesn't matter because the bag's going to go in the bin. I'm obviously not eating out of the bag. I'm going to tip it into a container and eat it, so that I can get my brew on. Get my brew on. Is what I'm going to do, gentlemen and ladies, is just kind of pop it over like that, and just pour the water straight through. That kind of affair, and hopefully it won't taste like crap. No idea how long this needs to be. Answers on a postcard. It looks like, oh, that's on the inside, but it's not, it's on the outside. God, I'm tempted to say it looks almost there. Be right back, guys. I think we've had a bit of a success. Guys. I'm far bollocks to it. I'm having my beans as well. So I've just tipped the omelette into some beans and cheese, and I'm just going to warm that through now, the beans basically. But check this out. Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. That is perfect. Oh man. I'm just going to whip it around the cheese and the beans now. And I'm going to... I tried to filter that coffee through that cloth, guys, but the cloth was too tight and the water didn't go through it very well. I would have to really slowly pour it to get it through. So I'm forced to. I managed to get some water in, but not enough for a brew. I think this is pretty much done. Okay. Sausage, egg, beans with onions. So I figure I could eat this while I've got some fresh water on the go. And then I've got a coffee to have while I'm packing up and heading home. Tell you what, it's not bad. It ain't bad. There's another channel I watch called the Pitmaster Boys, and they always say, sorry to eat in front of you, but this is the Pitmaster privilege. Wow, beautiful. Oh, it really was nice. The sausages, the onions going through, because I pour some of the fat from the sausages into the omelette, so it would cook all inside it with that as well. Coupled with the beans and the cheese, man, sensational. That was a 2-egg omelette, guys. I also put a splash of milk in there, and then just cooked up as you saw it. Honestly, it was perfect. It was so soft and lovely. Now, obviously, why did I then go and put it into a pot? You might be asking, what was the point? You might as well just done it in the pan. I could have done, but I wanted to show you that, if you didn't want to get your tins messy, you could have ate that out of the bag. Here's my point. You could just cut the bag open a little bit and just eat it straight out. So it's a case of, I suppose, bushcraft and just being outdoors and just life in general. For me, it's about kind of learning that new stuff, and also about how you could use it in what applications. It's learning to think outside the box, isn't it? Learning how many uses can you get out of something. So I think today we've shown that quite well. I'm not sure if it will be in this video or a separate video, but we did a tarp tent. We've done the boiling bag omelette, and I think we've done a better review of the Trangia 27. Okay guys, so I'm just going to wrap up here now. I'm going to finish my brew. I'm descaling my pot that I cut the beans and the cheese in, so it's just going to be easy to wipe out and clean when I get home. But yeah, I'm just going to finish my brew now. That's brewing as we speak. And then it's just going to be a case of wrapping this up. It should take about 5 minutes. Because let's face it, putting a tarp in a bag ain't that long. And believe it or not, the Trangia's so quick to disassemble. Anyway guys, so hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's still light enough for you to see. And me and Brandy, hopefully, will see you in the next one.